Taz if you prefer, and on behalf of Dr. Sean and Deb, I'd like to welcome you to Gesture Politics series on American founders. This will be the first video. I'm making this as a companion series to our series on the Constitution because there's a lot of interesting people that I'm not so sure we all are aware of. So the first founder I want to introduce to you is not a founding father, but a founding mother, Mercy Otis Warren. She was born in 1728 in Massachusetts, and she didn't have any formal education, but she did get her education by sitting in on her brother's tutoring sessions, and she received quite an extensive education in the classic literature as well as Greek and Latin. In 1754, she married a guy named James Warren, who was a merchant, a farmer, and a politician. He was also a member of the Sons of Liberty, which is the organization that organized and carried out the Boston Tea Party. And through her husband, she met a number of revolutionary leaders, John Adams and his wife Abigail, and of course Samuel Adams, the person or one of the people that organized or created the Sons of Liberty. She began to write pamphlets promoting the independence cause, and they were well received. In 1772, she began publishing the first of 3 scathing dramas, and she did so anonymously. That was followed by further pamphlets and dramas. She also carried on correspondence with the members of the Continental Congress, sending them information on what was happening in Massachusetts, the atrocities that were going on. In 1783, after the peace and we gained our independence from Britain, not much was heard from her until 1787 and the signing of the Constitution. At that time, she came out as an anti-federalist, which was quite difficult for her because a lot of her friends, or most of her friends, were Federalists, including John Adams, Washington. But she was adamant that she believed that the Constitution as written was a threat to our individual liberties. And in 1788, she wrote under the pen name Columbian Republican, Observations on the New Constitution. This writing was quite influential and is credited with helping get the Bill of Rights added to the Constitution. Her last major work was published in 1804, and it was entitled History of the Rise, Progress, and Termination of the American Revolution. It was a 3-volume set, and she published it under her own name, making her the first American woman to publish a nonfiction book. On the eve of her death on October 19, 1814, during the height of the War of 1812, Massachusetts was again under siege by the British, and she wrote a letter to one of her friends. In fact, it was the last letter she ever wrote, and in it she stated, and I quote, "I would not have you think me alarmed by womanish fears or the weakness of old age. I am not. I sit very tranquilly in my elbow chair, patiently awaiting the destination of Providence with regard to myself, my family, my friends, and my country." And with that, Mercy Otis Warren left the U.S. a little bit better than she found it. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you soon. We'll have the ratification debates up here shortly. Have a good night.